Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of the Smoking Section Podcast. I'm your host, Jamar. To my top left, we got the proprietor, John.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing tonight?
To my top right, we got the hater, Wes.
Yo, what's going on?
Haters going hate.
Haters going
Tonight,
hate.
ladies and gentlemen, another special episode, ladies and gentlemen. I know I say it every week, but I really mean it this time. It really is a special episode tonight. Tonight we're gonna discuss our top five. I'm not gonna say WWE. I'm gonna say our top five wrestling moments of all time. Not matches. That's gonna be another episode in the future. With our top five moments. How y'all feel about that?
I'm actually I'm amped. I know one of the main things that we all have in common that brought us together is professional wrestling. We can sit and talk about this all night, and I'm actually excited to talk about it, especially the key moments that I still go up on YouTube and watch to this day. Like these moments that I'm going to talk about and other moments that you guys bring up it's special, and I can't wait for us to be able to tell our viewers and share our experiences and what we felt watching it and what we still think about it to this day. Yep.
I'm kind of like in the same boat as John with this. I'll say, and also Jamal, I'll say this topic been in the arc. I'll say it's been a tuck for a good little minute. And yeah, I'm ready to kick it off, and I'm ready to hear the rest of y'all moments and get good feedback to y'all moments and also to mine.
Most definitely, man. And with that being said, let's kick this show off with a bang, man. Y'all already know I'm gonna start with five and work my way up to my favorite. Yeah, man. My number five favorite wrestling moment all time. It happened on October the 5th, 1997. At In Your House pay-per-view. In Your House thing was Bad Blood, that pay-per-view. And it's the debut of Kane.
Ooh.
I feel like I'm going to be doing this a lot. Hold on, real quick, brother. I feel like I'm going to be doing this a lot, but I have to drink to that. Fucking yeah.
Not only that's one of my favorite wrestling moments, that's also one of the most iconic debuts in wrestling history ever.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Why it's a big moment for me because that happened when I was a kid, of course, and coming up as a youngin', growing up being a fan of the Undertaker, that motherfucker was beating everybody ass. Like nobody fuck with the Undertaker. He beat everybody. He had a little hiccup with Mankind, but Undertaker was beating everybody. And around that was October before Halloween. So around the springtime, Paul Bearer first mentioned Kane. So over the next few months, Paul Bearer kept talking about it over and over. Like, who the fuck is this Kane nigga? And while this was going on, this was parallel to Sting. NWO was Sting in the rafters.
Yep.
And the Kane storyline was parallel at the same time. That's what made the Monday Night War so fucking great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, they kept talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And during this time, you know, Taker, he was in this beef with Shawn Michaels. They fought at Ground Zero. That was a September pay-per-view. The next pay-per-view was Bad Blood. And my brother said, he said, yo, I'm gonna bring Kane. Taker ain't believing. And bruh. In the middle of the match, like, and also it was a Hell in a Cell match. It was the first Hell in a Cell match on top of that. So watching that live, I'm like, holy fuck, seeing the first Hell in a Cell, and then I mean, we had 1,000 bumps since then, but the first Hell in a Cell when Michaels was on the edge of the cage and fell off to the table, that was my first time seeing some shit like that. You feel me? So now niggas do it every week, but at that time, that was brand spanking new to me, man. And said, man, we thought Taker had him beat, bro. Shawn Michaels led in the middle of the ring bloody. We like, all right, boom. Taker about to win this match, and the match was for the #1 contendership. The winner of the match supposed to fight Bret Hart at the Survivor Series the next month. Screw job. But yeah, man, we think Taker gonna win. Boom. Lights turn red. Some crazy ass organ start playing. The fuck is this, right? Fire go out. Boom. This big red nigga coming out, right?
Nigga looking crazy.
Oh, Paul Bearer.
That's good.
So you putting two and two together. Yeah, Vince blew it though. Because watching it live, I was like, who the fuck is this nigga, bro? But then Vince blew it though. It's gotta be, you know what I'm saying? And anybody who grew up watching Taker at that time, when Kane was coming down that aisle, and the look on Taker's face, like Taker never in his career looked scared up until that point. That was Taker's making the first expression like that, and that shit was like, yo, you feel me?
That goes into if you're done, I'd like to add on a little bit to your pick.
Yeah, I do too.
I want to start off with the last thing that you said because it's like a few things I want to hit on. You know, you mentioned like if anybody know Taker, you know, like, and then you saw his face when Kane coming down, like that would be a perfect example to teach in a class of somebody that want to be a professional wrestler. That is one of the best ways that you can make your opponent, how you can put your opponent over. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
right, yeah. You can get me over like that, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can sell physically. We have some great sellers physically. Dolph Ziggler, Shawn Michaels, Brock Lesnar when he wants. You get what I'm saying? JD McDonough, Kofi Kingston, great sellers. But when you're able to put your opponent over by your body language and facial expressions, it's like that was wonderful. I'm glad that you said that because Undertaker's facial expression, it's like, okay, if Undertaker's afraid of this guy, who the fuck is this? You know, like real talk. The thing I want to hit on was those to me during that whole storyline. It's like two iconic lines that just always stand out to me whenever Kane's debut is brought up, or Kane in general for the most part. The first one is the Kane's alive, Undertaker. He's alive. Like, like Paul Bearer was a goat. Paul Bearer was a goat. Like, you feel me? Like, he's alive. That's crazy to me. And
it was like every week on Raw, they was doing vignettes and videos leading up to the debut.
Yeah.
And I remember one Jane, they was in the cemetery and they was supposed to be digging up Undertaker parents and shit. And Paul Bearer was singing, he was like, digging up bones.
Man, rest in peace to Paul Bearer, man. One of the goats. And then that other line I wanted to highlight You know, you were saying Vince gave it away, which he did, but to me, that it's just so iconic because of the storytelling, and the payoff seemed to be not just his debut, not just the look on Taker's face when he saw Kane, not even the way that Kane snatched off the cage door. Like, a huge part of that debut was that line to me from Vince. That's gotta be Kane. That's gotta be, like, that line is just ridiculous to me. I loved it as a kid. Like, hold up. So this is who Paul Bearer was talking about. Like, oh, and then he looks the complete. He's similar to Taker, right? With the horror, you feel me, the darkness and stuff like that. But it's that red, it's that fire, you know. So it's kind of like opposite or adjacent to Undertaker, if that's the right word.
Yeah.
And the last thing that I want to highlight was long arc storytelling. That was Kane and Undertaker.
Oh, yes.
And the two great payoffs that we got from it, because, excuse me, the initial one, like Jamal stated, was, you know, Paul Bearer telling Undertaker Kane's alive, and, you know, throughout the months and stuff, they dropping hints, and he's telling them this and blah blah. Undertaker not believing it. So that payoff right there was the debut of Kane, of that long storytelling. And then that was just like the first chapter, because the second half came through, because now Kane want to fight Undertaker, and Undertaker's saying, I'll fight anybody but my blood. You feel me? And then that payoff was Kane and Undertaker at WrestleMania. So yeah, man, like, cool. I definitely agree with you. One of the greatest moments in wrestling history, man, for real. Kane's debut.
Like you say, art storytelling, bro. Like when they first mentioned Kane for the first time, up until his debut, that was about 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then his debut to, like you say, when he fought Taker at Mania, that was another 5.5 months.
Yeah. Chapters, like, they really, like, you know, with two great, huge payoffs within that whole story. So yeah, man. What you got, Wes?
Yeah.
I'll say everything y'all just said about the whole Kane debut. I'll say I'm that fan. You know what I'm saying, Joe? I saw, like, I'm sitting there looking like, oh shit! All right now. Undertaker brother finna come. All right now. I'm thinking, okay, all right now. Maybe all right, okay. His brother finna come, and they finna, and they gonna land together. I'm not thinking about no feud or nothing like that. My man was nowhere near a feud with Kane and Undertaker. It was nowhere near that way. I'm thinking, okay, all right, bet we finna kick our last off. We finna get together, and we gonna run through WWE. The tag team division is gonna be on lock. Kane and Undertaker had the tag team division on lock.
That was a destruction.
Exactly. But then, like y'all said, when Kane debuted and he snatched this never been done before. Snatched the door off the hinges. A Hell in a Cell door at that much.
It's crazy how the mind works, right? Real quick.
Good.
My piece, something that I missed. Like, it's crazy how my mind works, because as a child, like, I have a childhood memory of Kane just tearing, like, the whole. It was like really just the door.
Yeah.
But in my mind, it's like he tore like half.
He did a whole. He did
Yeah, like, for real, that shit is crazy.
The whole side of cell. Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel you on that. I feel you.
You know that day we watching him as a youngin'. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I guess that'll transition me into my number 5. And my number 5 has to be July 1st, 2002, Jeff Hardy versus Big Evil, The Undertaker, in the ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Oh my God. Iconic match here right here. Iconic.
I love this match. The moment that stands out to me is just like it's a few things. The first thing that like really stand out to me that I really love it was like it was my first time watching wrestling and starting to watch it maybe just a little bit more than a fan. And if I could explain that, I guess that's the first time that I actually saw a main event player being created.
Okay.
You know,
I feel on that. I feel on that. Okay.
I'm seeing Jeff do all of this stuff, and Jeff was always a fan favorite. Hardy Boys, we are right, but we also knew that for as good as Matt was, Matt didn't have that certain fan connection that Jeff had because Jeff was the Daredevil. We all know this.
Yeah.
But to see him out there by a ladder match against the Undertaker, and he's doing all of this stuff with the WWE Championship on the line, and just for me to not even wanting him to win, but actually believing. I ain't gonna hold y'all. You feel me? I was a little bit younger. You get what I'm saying? But literally actually believing that Jeff Hardy was about to pull this off. And then when I go back and watch it, I see the crowd, the fans at that time had the same feeling that I had in that moment. We all believed that Jeff was about to win. But the best thing about it to me is that when Jeff didn't win, we still wasn't disappointed. We was just happy for Jeff. And to me, that's a lot of emotion. That's a lot of emotion invested in a wrestler. And to see somebody that we wouldn't think would be in that position, you feel me? Like almost there. And then you get the hand raised from the Undertaker, which in turn transition him into his face turn, right? From Big Evil back to a baby face. That moment in match with Jeff Hardy was what turned him back face. And just to see Undertaker respect him. And I think that that's a very good example of showing victory even in defeat. You know, that's one of the rare moments that we get in professional wrestling where it's genuine. It's not like it's scripted to look like victory and defeat. It's like true, real, authentic victory in defeat. Jeff Hardy got over as a singles player and even maybe as a main event player in that match. It could have just been a regular match. Jeff and Taker went out there, and I think that was one of the key moments that in which the trajectory of Jeff Hardy's career made it.
Okay. I'm with you with that. If I can say something about your moment, to me, what stuck out to me in that matchup was when Jeff Hardy got his second momentum in that matchup, and he grabbed the chair and he slung that motherfucking chair.
Yo, Jeff used to always swing for the fences, though.
Yeah. Now that I can definitely get to Jeff for that. He slung for every time he slung that chair, he slung for the fences. And he cracked Undertaker, and Undertaker was down. And JR. Big up to JR. My man JR.
Climb it, kid. Do it,
climb it, kid. Climb it. You can
make yourself famous, kid.
Make it, man. And the emotion when JR said that,
you
know, you felt it through your bones, like, oh, kind of like right now. I'm kind of feeling it right now, Joe. It's like, damn, I'm watching that moment all over again. and Jay and Jeff kind of he got Jeff got this high
Fingertips on that motherfucker.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you see take a hand go across his neck. I'm sorry, take a last rider. And it's like Asheville City, oh man.
Just great moment, man. What you
Yeah.
got?
Yeah.
If you do.
My first initial thought when they announced the match, I guess the week before or the SmackDown before, I can't remember. Whenever they announced the match, my initial thought was like Undertaker in a ladder match.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, that's ugly. What we gonna say about this? But then watching the match, I did watch that match live when it happened, and
Yeah, I
like
did too.
I said, Jim Ross on that call, man. Jim Ross made me think that Jeff Hardy was gonna win for a second. Like Jim Ross made me a believer, and that's how you know JR a good commentator. You gotta give him his flowers too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Definitely.
And Jeff Hardy and the Hardy Boys, they was already popular, especially amongst the young teenage girls. But in my opinion, and I think after that, I think that's the match that really put Jeff on.
Yep.
Like that really put Jeff as that Hardy Boy in the forefront. That match right there.
I want to add something too, not just the teenage girls, but I think it's safe to say that the black fan base really did a lot. Like black people, we fuck with the Hardys. Like the Hardys is good in the hood, yo.
Yeah.
Everybody that I know, like, even if they don't watch wrestling no more, Austin, Hogan, The Rock, the Hardy Boys. Those are the names that usually come up to people that don't even like the Hardy Boys, like on some real shit like that. Everybody was fucking with them, yo, for real. And Jeff went on.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, I would say, they kind of come up in the Hardy Boys kind of like come up with the I'll say if you mention like tag team wrestling, okay, yeah, the old heads like me and Jamal and anybody else might say, okay, okay, they might go old school. They be like the Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll Express,
Legion of Doom.
Yeah, Legion of Doom, Silent Brothers. Yeah, and then you come up to like, and then you come like up to like the mid '90s. Then that's when you gonna get your Hardy Boys, your Edge and Christian, your Dudley Boys, your APA.
My tag teams really that I think about, like you said, I acknowledge the ones that came before, but I think about the Brett and
yeah, them two. I forgot them. The Heart Foundation. Yeah,
not the Heart Foundation. I be Smoking Guns. Y'all remember the
yeah. Them two. Yes.
And then it goes to it does go to Edge and Christian, Crash and Hardcore Holly.
Yeah. The Harley. Yeah.
St. Albert.
Yeah. I'm saying not too much them. Get mentioned that much. Press Albert.
Okay, TJ, in the studio. Let me pull him up. TJ always having technical difficulties, so we'll just bear with him.
All right. Well, why he getting himself prepared? My number 5 is this happened. This kind of started. This kind of forefronted the Monday Night Wars. in the 90s. These three men kind of they came together at what's pay-per-view? Come on, help me out, somebody, help me out.
Was it Bash at the Beach?
Yes, Bash at the Beach. It was supposed to be a 6-man tag. It was supposed to be Sting, Luger. No, I'm sorry, not Sting. It's supposed to be Macho, Luger, and Hogan against Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and their mystery tag team partner.
Oh man.
And their mystery tag team
Nah,
partner didn't show up.
It was Luger, Savage, and Sting.
Thank you. And so during the matchup, it's getting close to the end. And so Macho laid out in the middle of the ring. Macho is laid out. And here come Hogan. And the fans is going, I'm talking the fans in the state, the fans there, and I want to say the fans at home was going crazy for this. Oh, here come Hogan. Hogan finna come say WCW. He not finna let these outsiders come in.
Whose side is he on?
Right. Who says he really on? And then when he came in the ring and he gave a thumbs up to the outsiders and dropped the leg drop and dropped the leg on Macho. And you could have heard like a pin dropping this. I'm sorry, Joe. Garbage just ran down the ring. And when I saw this, I was upset. I was pissed. After pay-per-view was over with, Joe, I turned on my Nintendo.
TJ
And
has problems over there. Can you hear us, TJ?
That nigga in the woods.
And also upset with this night. I turned the game on, and me and my nephews, we put Hulk Hogan in the handicap matchup, and me and him beat him up.
Yeah, formation of the NWO.
Yeah, the formation.
I mean, one of the most historic moments in professional wrestling history. Changed the game. Forced Vince to switch it up.
Yeah.
You feel me? Blazed the trail for D-Generation X, The Shield, the Bullet Club, Nexus, you know, Undisputed Era, the Judgment Day. Paved the way for factions like those.
Yeah, the birth of the NWO, that shit one of my favorite moments too, man. I remember that match like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I do
3
too.
on
Yeah.
2. The outside is like, we're gonna have our mystery, man. Y'all just show up. The end of the match, Luger got quote unquote kayfabe hurt, so Luger got sent to the back. So now, me watching it, I'm like, all right, now it's even. Now it's 2 on 2.
Yeah.
So when Hogan came out there, everybody thinking like Hogan gonna save the day, but I'm like, if Hogan saved the day, it's just gonna be 3 on 2 again.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
who the fuck is the outside partners? So the whole time it's gonna be 4 on 2.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking as a kid. I'm like,
Right, yeah. I feel you on that. I feel you.
Y'all Hogan for the good guy. Even though Luger got sent to the back, you still got Savage in the ring. You got Sting in the ring, and Hogan coming to save them against the outsiders. I'm like, no, it don't make sense.
Yeah.
So when Hogan turned, I won't mad. I grew up as a Hulkamaniac. I was like, shit, it's something different. I kind of fuck with it. And as the months went on, and as a year or two went on, the NWO was one of the hottest storylines, in my opinion. The original version, it got watered down, once it got to 45 minutes. But like I was saying earlier, man, the birth of the Crow thing, that 12-month, 13-month arc, and on the other channel, you got Kane and Taker arc. It's one of the best sounds in wrestling, bro.
Yeah, I'll say, in that time period right there, you didn't know. Okay, I do I want to watch? You know what? Forget it. This hour right here, I would say from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I'm gonna watch Nitro, and then from 8 o'clock on, I'm gonna sit and watch Raw.
Yeah, I feel it, bro. I used to watch Nitro and record Raw. Yeah, man. NWO, Bertha Hogan. Also one of the greatest heel turns ever, too.
Yeah.
But
All right, we bringing Gunna up.
You just in time, bro.
What's the word, fellas? John,
much, bro.
Wes.
How you doing, man?
Here's my old basketball rival Mark. What's going on, man?
what's up, bro?
Not much.
Yeah, tell us your top 5, your number 5 favorite wrestling moment of all time.
All right, number 5 for me would be. I talked about this feud a few weeks ago on the Sons of Legends, and we did something similar. But that'd be Eddie Guerrero's promo, like right after he turned to Rey Mysterio, came out there with his mask and everything. Like that version of Eddie was just different, you know. He was more sinister this time around as a heel. He was more diabolical this time around as a heel. He wasn't the Latino, Latin lover boy heel anymore. You know, he was. I like to say he was a grown man heel, as they say. And them two, they just had awesome chemistry together. They just worked so well.
Oh, okay, man.
That's a good.
Oh, that's a good man.
They was best friends. They came up together, so yeah, the chemistry was always there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my favorite moment was my number 5 favorite moment was Kane debut. West's favorite moment was the birth of the NWO, and John's favorite moment was
Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy take a ladder match.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That was a great one.
Yeah. Shit. So this how y'all starting off? I can't wait to hear y'all 4 through 1. Then y'all doing it like that.
It's gonna get hot. It's gonna get hot.
How the NWO your 5? That's crazy.
Man, what's your number 4 then?
But shit, my number 4, we just gonna keep it going. Gunna, you after me. We gonna go counterclockwise.
All right.
My number 4 moment of all time. It's kind of an underrated, low key moment. You know what I'm saying? My spot. Okay. What's no? My spot. If you know, you know.
Oh no.
I don't know, man. You gotta enlighten me on this one. I don't think.
You ever say? It sounds familiar, but yeah, I think I need to be enlightened a
My
little bit.
spot. This if you go back and watch this promo, as a grown man, I put every dollar I have in my pocket. This shit gonna
Me
hit
too.
you in the way. This moment occurred. It occurred on August 25th, 1997, on a random episode of Monday Night Nitro in South Carolina, Horseman territory. It was the retirement speech of Arn Anderson. And my fans out there, I don't know how y'all feel about Arn Anderson. I don't know if y'all know or not that he was that nigga.
Man,
At the time,
you don't
most
know, you
people
better
probably
know.
saw him.
The enforcer, man.
The time most people probably saw him, he was probably getting beat the fuck up in the Horseman. But Arn Anderson was that nigga at one point. This nigga, he had been in the Spinebuster.
Yeah,
The Spinebuster was invented by him.
he
You feel
executed
me?
motherfucker beautifully.
He was that nigga. I mean, I could do an episode on Arn by myself, but
I can too.
what led to his retirement, everybody know he had back issues, neck issues. His last match was actually in January 29th, 97. Arn Anderson and Mongo McMichael versus the amazing French Canadians. Those are the Quebecers. When they were the WCW version.
Yeah,
That was his last match, and Arn was so fucked up that he couldn't button his shirt. He couldn't hold objects. He couldn't grab things. He couldn't tie his shoe. And he was still trying to wrestle, but his matches weren't on TV doing house shows. He said he knew it was it when he was at a party, holding a drink, talking to a guy, and the guy was laughing, ha ha ha, hit him on the back. And once the guy hit him on the back while he was laughing, it sent the shock all the way down his body.
Oh man,
And that's when Arn said he knew that was it for him. And went to the doc, and Doc said, yeah, if you continue to wrestle and take bumps, you can paralyze yourself, even kill yourself. So, that was winter time. So, I guess the perfect time for Arn to retire is in South Carolina, Horseman territory. So, you watch that August 25th episode of Nitro. The Horsemen came out there. Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, Mongo McMichael, and Chris Benoit, the four horsemen at the time. They all came out, and Kurt Hennig, aka Mr. Perfect, just came to WCW a couple months before that, and he was getting involved with them. So they like, shit, if Arn gonna retire, we gonna have Kurt Hennig, take his spot. Go back and watch this speech, because if people don't know, if you know, and Wes, Arn Anderson, one of the greatest promos of all time. He just don't get talked about, probably because his positioning in wrestling wasn't always at the top. So that's why he don't get talked about. But real niggas know Arn is one of the best niggas on the mic. Video footage is out there. Yeah. And his retirement promo, like me watching that shit as a kid, that was my first time seeing some shit like that. Like, damn, this nigga really retired. This is my first time seeing a wrestler retire in my face. So
yeah,
that's why this moment is so big for me. And Kurt Hennig was involved in it. And, Arn Anderson was talking to Kurt. He was like, I'm not going to give you a spot in the Horseman. No, you can't have any spot in the Horseman. You're going to have my spot. You know what I'm saying? It's like the real wrestling fans, the OG fans know. When you just say my spot, you know what a nigga talking about that Arn Anderson promo, man. And that was one of the best promos in Monday Night Nitro history ever. Argue with your mama. You know what I'm saying? That's why, that's my number 4 moment of all time. Arn Anderson's spot in the Four Horsemen wasn't just a spot, like Arn said. Arn Anderson was the enforcer of the Horsemen. In every iteration version of the Horseman. Arn Anderson was the enforcer. So for Arn to say, no, not just any spot, my spot, that's a huge fucking deal.
Yeah,
Even though Kurt Hennig
Yeah, that's his
turned
spot.
on him to join the NWO, he turned on him the next week. Well, not the next week. He turned on him 3 weeks later and joined the NWO. But to have on spot, man, that's a privilege, bro. You feel me?
Right, yeah. With that promo, with seeing the 4 horsemen in the ring like that together, I'm saying, because I grew up a Horseman fan. I'll say, and I saw myself, I kind of patted myself as at Double A. I saw myself as an enforcer. This should have been my moment. This should have been my pick right here. I ain't gonna care. This should have been my pick. But it's Jamal just did it justice. So I'm gonna try to continue on with doing it justice as well. If you remember, Jamal, like you said, his promo, like we introduced the 4 horsemen. That promo right there by itself gave you goosebumps just like this promo did.
Yep. Yeah, one of the promos that make your hair stand up, man.
Yeah.
Like niggas go back and watch them jumps, man. You too, man. Like on promos, man. When you watch him promo, you believe what the fuck he's saying.
Man, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's talking to you like a straight up man. Like, nigga, I'm about to whoop your motherfucking ass, bro.
Okay,
straight,
man.
like, you know what I'm saying? That's how Arn Anderson was, bro. Like, during the late 80s, early 90s, you know, niggas
all
was
that
doing
yelling and all that. No.
Get you. I'm gonna beat you down. Like, I don't want doing that shit. This shit was, you feel me?
Yo.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
I know Arn Anderson. You know, I know him. I respect his legacy and everything. You know, but the microphone's not something that I would have associated him with. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Just go all Arn Anderson.
He was always standing behind Ric Flair.
Promo. Huh?
I said he was usually standing behind Ric Flair. You know, when I saw the Horsemen, you know, Flair was doing the talking, or somebody else was doing the talking.
Flair was the flashiest one. The name 4 Horsemen, Arn Anderson coined the name 4 Horsemen.
Yeah.
When we first got together, it was Arn Anderson, Ole Anderson, Ric Flair, J.J. Dillon, and was it Tully? And Tully. The original Horsemen. Right. They weren't even named yet. Arn was going in. Ric Flair did his thing, you know. Arn was going in, like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And when we do this, the 4 Horsemen, and that's the first time the 4 Horsemen was ever said, because Arn Anderson said that shit. Like, you know, I want niggas to go back and look at some promos and study, bro, how niggas supposed to promo. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, he don't get talked about because he wasn't Flair. Or he wasn't Hogan. He wasn't, you know what I mean?
You know how that go, man. The unsung
heroes. Most deaf.
The unsung heroes.
But yeah, what you got, Matt?
My number 4 spot would be Ron the Truth Killings becoming the first ever Black NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Respect.
That was in TNA 2002.
Yeah.
I think he was the second champion there. Like, if you don't know, Truth got a lot more to him than what he shows in the WWE. Like, if you were to see him in the NWA TNA, the man was a menace, man. He was a heel, man. He had heat.
Yeah.
And he's just really, really versatile. You know, he could be hated, he could be loved. And that was a really big moment, not only for me, but I feel like for wrestling in general.
Yeah.
Most definitely a historical moment. I mean, Ron Killings. I mean, like it's like you said, like I like R-Truth and everything, but I always wanted to see that Ron Killings in WWE. You know,
Mhm.
Yeah.
when the closer the close we got to that, the closest we got to that when he did that heel turn, when he run around smacking people with bottles and smoking cigarettes and stuff like
Yeah, let Jimmy.
yeah, you know, little Jimmy was born, you know. But I definitely agree, and it's historical, especially for us black people. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah. That version of Ron Killings was a heel. A lot of people might not know or forgot, and he was on that black man shit then. You know what I'm saying? And I remember he got the beef with Monty Brown, kiss my black ass. But yeah, fun when he won the NWA title, it was a tournament, and he beat Ken Shamrock in the finals to win that belt.
Yeah,
Everybody thought Ken Shamrock was gonna win. That was a good match too.
yeah. All right. So my number 4 would definitely have to be November 18th, 2012, Survivor Series. CM Punk versus John Cena versus Ryback. Triple threat match for WWE Championship and the Shield debut.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
the reason why this is like really on my list is because at this moment in time, 2012, I'm still a fan and I'm still watching, but I'm no longer watching as a fan per se. Now I'm like, I'm looking where storylines is going, right? I'm looking for the next move to happen. I'm predicting things. I'm saying how I would do something or this would be cool while I'm watching all of this stuff. And we got the dirt sheets, we got the internet, we got the podcast, and I had not the slightest fucking clue guys were. I didn't know they was coming. I didn't know who they were. I get what I'm saying. Like I
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
really know, like the odds is in favor of Chris Jericho coming back to WWE at the Royal Rumble. That's the point that I'm trying to make, right? If Jericho really comes back at the Royal Rumble, yeah, we'll be happy. We won't be surprised.
Right.
Yeah.
Shield debut surprised
Yeah.
the fuck out of me because I didn't know it was gonna happen, and I legit did not know who they were. Like I had to go back and watch Seth Rollins as Tyler Black. You feel me? And Ambrose as John Moxley and stuff. Like I started to follow them, and I went back and watched their stuff. But I didn't know who those guys were. You feel me? I wasn't even really watching NXT like that. I didn't know Seth Rollins was the first NXT champion. I didn't know that. None of that stuff. So when them guys showed up and they just, I'm talking about boots to asses, and they wrecking shit. And they literally moved as a unit. There was not a clear leader in the Shield. After a while, we could see that, they wanted to push Roman. But in the beginning, in the debut, in the very beginning of the Shield, there was really no clear leader to the Shield. They literally moved as a union. I liked how they broke people down. Even in fair, like 3-on-3s, they isolated motherfuckers, beat them down, and went after the other ones. Like, it was cool. It was the first time that I got excited in wrestling. For real, November 18th, 2012. Debut of the Shield, man.
Um,
4.
to piggyback on what you just said about the Shield. Okay, when I saw the Shield, the first thing that came to my mind was okay, they were mad. Okay, I can put them in the group. I can put them in the category with the Freebirds, the first Freebirds, Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy, and what's my man's name?
And Jimmy Garvin.
No, not Jimmy Jam. It's the first. I'm talking the first Freebirds. I'm talking the Freebirds from NWA.
That was beefing with Devon Eriks every damn week.
Yeah. Buddy Roberts. There you go. Buddy Roberts. Thank you, bro. You helped me out. Thank you. You helped me out. Buddy Roberts. They put me in band in them. Yes, true. People will say Michael Hayes was the leader, but they also moved as a cohesive unit. And also, too, another group they put me in man of the Four Horsemen. Ric Flair and the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. Ole R. Anderson. Them three moves as a cohesive unit. Yeah, it's true. They ran Rush Shot too through NWA. But yeah.
Cause the Shields debut, like I had the reaction that I had to the Shield debut was the same reaction that me and my brothers had when we watched Brock Lesnar debut live in that hardcore match.
Oh yeah, okay.
All of us collectively said, who the hell is this? When Brock debuted. And I had that same feeling like, who the hell are these dudes? What's going on? Beating on dudes, pop, 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 just wrecking shit. And they looked young. It was fresh faces. And like I said, like it injected a little bit of excitement that I kind of didn't really have around 2012. You know, I mean, I had Daniel Bryan movement and stuff like that. But other than that, it wasn't really too much that I was like really invested in. So the Shields debut is definitely my number 4.
Yeah, Shield. I remember that. I wasn't really full-time watching a wrestling game, but I do remember that. My initial thing, I'm like, who the fuck is these niggas? I wasn't sold on them. I ain't give 2 shits about it.
What?
I mean, what they became to be, that's what's up. But I'm talking about when they first pulled up, they first debuted. I'm like, we've seen this shit before with the Nexus. It's gonna be these new niggas, they're gonna come to Rec Shop, have a storyline or two, then they're gonna fade off into the sunset in 6 months. That was my first initial thought.
Nah.
But look at all 3 of them now. But
all 3 of them now, for real.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this, bro. We've seen this shit before.
Piggybacking off what John said, yeah, it's like definitely very hard to be surprised these days. You know, with the internet and everything's online and this, that, and the third. So a good surprise is definitely something that should not be taken for granted. And they obviously went down to be one of the best factions of the last 2 decades, I give it.
One of the most successful.
One of the best since the millennial started.
Mm-hmm. For sure. What you got, Wes?
My moment happened December 18th, 1995. This happened on an episode of Monday Night Nitro. I'll say the previous week, my number 4 just had won the women's title from Bull Nakano. And then the next week, a Larger Blaze was on Nitro with the women's title. And and she grabbed a garbage can and grabbed the belt and tossed it in there. And this moment, I'll say, when it all kicked off, she at the beginning of the show, the beginning of Metro, she hopped on the toss on and threw the belt away, and everybody was so shocked that she did this. And then still to this moment, still to this day, that moment still get talked about. Alonzo Ray throwing the world title in the garbage.
Yeah, most stuff. Like a lot of women back in the day, you know, they didn't get really big, you know, spots in the Monday Night Wars, but that was definitely the biggest.
That was one of the things. Like Eric Bischoff told her he wanted her to do that. Throw that shit in the trash.
Yeah.
We at war, B.
Eric only told her to do that after she said, "Hey, I'm still the women's champion over here."
Yup.
You know,
Bring the
oh,
belt
for
with
real.
you. It's fine.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Bring the belt with you.
When I saw it, I'm thinking like, damn, I didn't even know she was WWF Women's Champion. But like man said, it wasn't no division back then. It was just her, Alundra Blaze, and she'll fight Nakano, and she'll fight some random Japanese shorties, and that's it. It wasn't no division. So I forgot all about she was the champ. When that happened, I'm like, oh, she on Nitro now. But there's no women on Nitro either.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was a big moment when hindsight, but to me, at that time, I was like, oh, okay.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But it was definitely a big moment, especially in women's wrestling. Most definitely. Yeah, I mean, so my number 3 moment of all time. Definitely one of my favorite moments. It happened July the 4th, 1993. It was a special episode of the Stars and Stripes Challenge. It took place at Superstars on that weekend on a Saturday. You know, Superstars would come on Saturday. It was the Stars and Stripes Challenge. Out there in the water, out there in Manhattan, they had a big battleship out there called the USS Intrepid.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
On that battleship.
Yeah. I'll say that. That's what I say. Yeah.
They had a wrestling ring in that battleship carrier, right? And inside that wrestling ring, they had Mr. Fuji, Jim Cornette, and Yokozuna. And it was a body slam challenge. Who the fuck can slam Yokozuna? And at that time, Yokozuna was WWF champion. Well, nobody fucking with Yoko. He beat everybody. You know what I'm saying? Who can body slam him? They had an NBA player, NFL player, an NHL player, a Major League Baseball player. Both the Steiner brothers came out there. Tatanka came out there, the Indian. Bob Backlund came out there.
Fuck Bob Backlund.
Crush. Bob Backlund came out there. Crush came out there. And then Randy Savage came out there. All them niggas tried to body slam Yoko. Couldn't nobody body slam Yoko. Won't nobody moving. Like 20 niggas tried, bro. That's it, right? Next thing you know, look up in the sky, you see a motherfucking helicopter. Like, what the fuck is that, right? Helicopter getting close. It started lowering down. Door open. Who pop out that bitch? Lex Luger, nigga.
Narcissist.
He just transformed from the narcissist. The narcissist was on TV for a couple months, and when he popped back up, he was Lex Luger with some American draws on. You know? About that bitch. Had the USA Kodo. Open that bitch. Through that bitch. Hit the ropes. Bomb. Then Yokozuna flying for him. Bomb. One of his signature moves. Yoko going back. Lex body slammed his ass. Bomb. Crowd go hype. That set up the SummerSlam main event right there. But that was a big moment in history, though. If you know, you know. That was definitely a big moment in WWF history. The first nigga to body slam Yokozuna. They was trying to recreate
Hogan.
Hogan.
Yeah.
Like I say, Yoko beat everybody. Yoko just beat Hogan and sent Hogan on his way.
That's one of the reasons
So
why
they tried
behind Alexa Express, though. All I saw was trying to manufacture a new Hogan.
Yeah, that led to the Lex Express.
Mm-hmm.
When Yoko slammed, when Lex slammed Yoko, they was trying to recreate when Hogan slammed Andre.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
And for whatever reason, Vince McMahon lost confidence in Lex Luger, but what could have been though?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't blame Lex for that. I blame Vince for that. Because like Lex couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Lex wasn't a good talker, but for that time he had the physique, right? He had the moment. He had the machine behind him, like you said, and so Vince pulled the curtain on him. You feel me? Pulled the plug on him. But they could have protected Lex. Like you ain't had to have. You ain't really have him talk like that. Could put somebody. You feel me?
Give him a good mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely a good moment.
What you got, Gunner?
All right, my number 3 moment of history. We'll go ahead and try my best to keep it old school like you guys.
Do your thing.
Number 3 for me
I'm saying,
was
do your thug this one, bro. Do your thug this one, man.
This is you, yeah.
My number
It's
3
your moment,
is
man. Come on.
when the Radicals jump shift from WCW to WWF.
Oh, okay.
I say this because at that time, WCW was winning. But it wasn't because of all those big superstars that they had over here. It's not because of Hogan. It's not because of, the Pipers, the Macho Man, this, that, and the third. It was because of those those mid-card guys, those ring workers. Those are the people that put on the great matches that was keeping WCW ahead. Those people being Guerrero, Benoit, Malenko, and Perry Saturn. And when they jumped, I kind of feel like that was when, WCW really, really started sinking because, the ship was already going down. But losing those 4 pieces helped to go down a whole lot faster. It's like they didn't understand, what they had, as they say.
I would definitely agree. That was like a shift in the Monday Night Wars. I definitely agree on that one. Flight of the Cruiserweights, man.
Yeah.
Great matches every week. And we getting guys like Psychosis and Eddie and Ray and Dean Malenko.
Cruiserweights were my favorite in WCW.
Super crazy and stuff like that.
Big time.
Yeah, bro. Like you say, man, they was a glue at WCW. The Radicals.
Yep.
Rey Mysterio, Cohen, Shane Douglas was up in there. All the cruiserweights and shit. Jericho. Well, Jericho already had done by that time, but he was there.
Yeah.
Chavo was was always decent. You know, Eddie always outshined him, but Chavo was good.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, man. When I forgot what match was. It was Al Snow versus somebody. No, it was Road Dogg versus Boss Man. I don't know. Somebody will correct me.
Bulldog went down in the crowd and popped off.
Yeah, they were sitting in the front row, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit!" Because I ain't, because it was a quick glance. I recognized Benoit and Saturn, and I was like, oh, "Shit, bro!" I was like, "Oh shit!" Because Saturn had on that motherfucking that mock hat with a purple shirt. I never forget
Yeah,
that shit.
Yup.
I'm like, these niggas in WWF now. Oh, you couldn't tell me nothing, bro. And anybody who knows me, you know, definitely know that I'm a huge Benoit fan. So when he jumped ship, I was like, oh, snap, shorty. That was definitely a big moment for me.
I'll say with that moment, when those four guys came to when the rappers came to WWE or WWF, what how you want to call it? Those guys, like y'all said, they it was a big driving force in the Monday Night Wars, and I was shocked with them four coming to WWE, and the camera, like you said, Jamal, when it turned on them, when the camera like spotted, I'm like, oh, okay. Like you said, I noticed Benoit. I peeped Benoit, and also I noticed Perry Saturn and Dean Malenko. I ain't peeped Eddie yet. And then when they jumped the rails and it fit the match, I was like, oh shit. I got all geeked up. I was like, oh man, okay, yeah, now for sure now they signed. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
All gears go. Let's go.
Yeah. They had their first match on SmackDown. Benoit had fought Triple H, lost. X-Pac had fought Dean Malenko, and the New Age Outlaws fought Saturn and Guerrero. And that's when Guerrero got down, broke his elbow in his first match.
Yep.
Well, he dislocated his elbow in his first match. What a way to debut, right? But they still kept him on TV. He had the sling on and shit. He put on TV though. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite moments too, man.
Guess that takes it to me.
Mm-hmm.
My number 3 is July 16th, 2001, Monday Night Raw. The old Stone Cold comes back and saves Team WWF from the Alliance. One of the biggest pops, loudest pops in WWE history, and of course it's going to be an Austin pop, but the story that's being told, because mind you, like a little bit of context, the Austin that we was getting before that was like he had turned heel, right? Oh, the WrestleMania 18 turn heel.
I think it was.
It was 17.
Yeah, 18.
I think it was 17.
17. It was 17.
Yeah.
Turn heel, joined up with Vince, and like really, I mean, you know, he had the 2-man power trip with Triple H and everything after that. But after that, like when Kurt Angle was around, it was more like comical and
yeah, I remember that Austin. He was more comical at that point.
You know, like that shit was like lame as hell, yo, for real. So now we got the invasion angle. And the invasion angle, for those watching that don't know, behind the scenes, Vince McMahon had acquired both WCW and ECW. On TV, Shane shows up and signs the contract instead of Vince McMahon. Doesn't work like that in the real world, but hey, it's wrestling. You feel me? So Shane became the owner of WCW. Then later we find out that Stephanie McMahon is the owner of ECW. They come together. We about to destroy our bitch ass Pops and his whole motherfucking company. So now we have the alliance, WCW, ECW versus WWF. I forget what match it was, but it broke down. And mind you, all night on this particular show, Vince is looking for Austin. Austin's nowhere to be found, right? He finds Austin in the bar. You know, he pleading with him. I need the old Austin back. You know, only Vince could do that voice. You know, like this is a threat that we faced before WCW or ECW. We got the team. I need my captain. I need the old Stone Cold. Stone Cold, like, nah, I ain't fucking with you, man. Fuck up out of here, man. You feel me? Turned his back on him and everything. So I still remember this shit like it was, yo, me and my brother was popping, man, for real. I'm talking about we popped because, like I said, the match broke down, and now you got WCW coming out, and then more WWF guys come out. You got the Hollies and Edge and Christian and all of them. They coming out, Kane, Undertaker, and then more WCW, ECW. And it's clearly that they are getting outnumbered. And you got the crowd, Austin. You got JR. We need Austin. We need Austin. Like, JR is the GOAT, man, for real. You know, he is the GOAT. And backstage, you see the brawl taking place backstage on the parking lot. When you get to the parking lot, that truck pull up. My man hop out. Yo, I'm feeling right now, yo. Yo, bruh hopped out and went to work. We got the camera. They switching the camera from the ring to a Team WWF getting wild on, and we going back and just see Austin going through the whole arena, spanking boots. The only way Austin can do, like, on some real gangster type. I'm talking about throwing.
Yeah.
He did. JR saying it. We need Austin. That motherfucking glass shattered. Man, Austin walked down that motherfucker. You got JR. He's walking. He's talking. My son Austin jumped in the ring and just started wilding on anything. Stutter for you. Stutter for you. Stutter for you. Like, I can't explain to y'all how hyped I was watching that segment. Like, it just like talk about a one-man cavalry, how it shows how the morale, you feel me? When you got somebody, a leader that you believe in, how the tide can shift, how it can turn. That battery in your back, yo. One of the greatest moments and my personal favorite Austin moment of all time. Austin saving Team W, like everybody got one. Then you got that double choke slam.
Yeah.
And with Kane and Undertaker. And then you see Angle in the corner. Undertaker reach out, extend his hand. You feel me? We got JR talking about they united. The Vince come out. You feel me? Like, yeah. Like, come on. Like, it really looked like WWF was losing and was going to lose. Like, for real, watching that. And to have Austin come back and see everybody united for the first time in weeks, WWF looked strong. You feel me?
Yeah.
The Invasion angle was, we already know what it could have been, but we didn't get that. So for what we got for the first times in weeks, that segment right there really made the WWF look strong.
Hey, yo, fellas, I'll be right back. All right.
All right.
To piggyback on what you just said about that Stone Cold saving WWE, what stuck out to me about the whole thing was that, yeah, when Vince went to talk to Stone Cold and at the bar, and when Stone Cold turned his back on Vince left, came back to WWE. I'll say it must have been a quick ass ride. I'll say because the next segment, you see Vince McMahon pushing Fred Blassie enough.
Yeah.
And he gave him a speech.
Right, classy. Yeah, yup. You right, yo. He stood up.
Yeah. And he like, oh, you get up, go, you get up. I'll say, man, that moment.
See,
And all on Joe, like, yeah, let's go kick their ass. But yeah, they got their ass kicked. WWE got their ass whipped. And so Stone Cold came and saved them.
Yeah, man. Austin, man. You can't go wrong with Austin, bro. Anytime Austin come out and save you, like, you know, when that glass hit and Austin coming into the ring for running or save you, whatever, it's going to always be one of the biggest pops. That was a good one, bro. He came back and started from backstage and was whooping ass into the ring.
Yeah.
That was definitely a good one. One of my favorite Austin comebacks. Remember, he was gone for like 4 months. He was gone for like 3-4 months. And he came back and helped Mankind win the title on Raw. Remember that one?
Yeah.
The first time it was
Tony Schiavone was like, oh, that'll pick butts and seats. Everybody turned to Raw to see Mankind win.
First time in 83 weeks that Raw beat out Nitro that night?
I think in 82 weeks, yeah.
I think it was 83 weeks, bro. And like I said, Austin was gone for a couple of months, and that glass shatter, crowd went fucking crazy, bro. Came out that bitch with the chair, beating all the fucking corporate ass, bro. But yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin, boy.
It's like Stone Cold come out, especially in that segment, he like really embodied the WWF spirit. And like you said, like just straight up just beating everybody ass. Like you already know, like when Stone Cold show up, somebody getting hands put on him. Like this nigga is the equivalent of Wolverine. Somebody getting picked up when he show up, like for real. What you got, Wes?
Well, my moment happened after this pay-per-view, where Stone Cold got screwed at the real title. He got pinned by both Undertaker and Kane. And Vince was in the middle of the ring with both Kane and Undertaker and a ring full of police. And you hear that glass break, and here comes Stone Cold with a Zamboni. And when he came, Vince like, get him, get the son, bitch, get the son, bitch. And I can't say like Vince did, but Stone Cold, he drove the Zamboni into the ring. He kind of like hit a little bit, and then he climbed on top of the Zamboni. Ran, I'm talking literally ran and
across that whole
jumped and clothesline Vince.
I ain't gonna lie, yo. Austin used to put Vince through it. Like, one of my most favorite lines is when they hauling Stone Cold off in the handcuffs.
He's going to jail.
I ain't through with you, Vince. Not
right. I ain't through with you not by a long shot. Not by a long shot.
This is one of my favorite Vincent Austin lines. It was whenever actually this is Austin's in this segment, my bad, but Vince actually said this to Mick Foley. It was when he was in the hospital. And Mick's bothering him. He's like, leave. Damn it, leave. and then Austin comes out as a doctor and beats the living hell out of him.
Oh, I'll take him here, nurse.
I'll take him from here, nurse. How about your foot? And then bangs him with the bedpan.
Yo, Austin used to put that man through hell. Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
Swear to God.
I'll say that moment that you talked about, Matt, that Stone Cold kind of said that in DVDs and also and Vince McMahon DVDs too, and also on this podcast, Stone Cold said that during that segment, he said that he was behind the curtain in the hospital room with the bedpan, trying to figure out, just hitting himself in the head with the bedpan, trying to figure out, how do I hit him right,
man,
not to fuck him up, not to fuck him up real bad.
That shit said bong.
Bong.
Yeah. He gave that man an enema, bro, with the stick.
Yeah. Nah, how he was so petty, he punching on the cash.
Man,
how about your foot? How about your foot? He punching on the cash and shit.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. That rivalry, man, like truly, it's hard to me anyway. It's hard to argue a greater rivalry than Austin and McMahon, yo.
Yeah, I don't think that you ever find one. It's like that's bigger than wrestling. That's like a boss and his employee.
That shit is.
That's why Austin was so popular though, is because everybody wanted to do that to their boss, and Stone Cold couldn't. So people gravitated towards him.
Vince had like this whole. You get what I'm saying? Like he got the corporation, then he got the ministry, then there's Generation X that's fucking with him. Like, you feel me? Like it's like, yeah, man. It's very few, but Macho Man Hulk Hogan, you feel me? Austin Rock, Michaels Brett.
Yeah. You give it to Triple H, Shawn Michaels?
That's a great rivalry. I wouldn't put it up there as like iconic rivalries. It's a great one, but not iconic to me.
I'll put it up there. I'll put that rivalry up there. Shawn and Brett, yeah. Shawn and Triple H, yeah. I put that rivalry up there.
Of course you would. You got a history of stabbing your tag team partners in the back.
That's funny.
It is on.
It's on Jamal.
It's on Jamal. Yep.
Oh, it's on me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit, my number 2. Favorite moment of all time, man. It occurred on July the 6th, 1998, on an episode of Monday Night Nitro in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Georgia Dome,
Ooh.
with over 41,000 people in attendance, man.
Goldberg.
My
Respected though. I ain't
number
front.
two,
Lit for this. I was.
my number two favorite moment of all time, man, is when Goldberg beat Hogan for the WCW title on Nitro.
Ooh, yeah.
Good pick.
For the
It's
viewers,
big 'cause I mean,
got bullshit to say. For the viewers, I usually like really, but I ain't gonna lie. This is legit, yo. This was a
Yeah, this ain't just Jamar just putting Goldberg on a pedestal.
nah. This is some real shit right here. Goldberg earned that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, people gonna have their opinions about Goldberg, but you know, at the same time, at that time, that Goldberg and Hogan match was the most watched match in cable history as far as wrestling at that time. Like, ain't no other niggas watched that match in cable history. You know, so that match broke a record. That match was huge, man, because Hogan didn't lose during that time. This was when NWO was hot. I mean, Luger had beat Hogan in August of '97, but Hogan got her back the next week.
Yeah.
Like, every time Hogan fight a nigga, bro, Hogan gonna win. Like,
That don't
Hogan
work.
never lose, bro. Yeah.
That don't work for me, brother.
Yep.
Yeah, it was dope to see because at the same time you got Hogan doing this thing over here, then over here you got Goldberg climbing up the ranks on his undefeated streak. He already gonna beat Raven for the U.S. title, so he the U.S. champion. You know what I'm saying? He just climbing up the ranks, fighting niggas, and it was sudden. It was on Thunder. You know, Thunder was on Thursdays. JJ
Yeah.
Dillon,
Yeah.
the WCW commissioner, came out there and was like, "Yeah, we got the contract. It's signed this Monday on Monday Nitro. Hogan will defend his title against Goldberg with a 3-day notice." Some say WCW a fool for doing that and giving it away on free TV. Eric Bischoff was like, he had to do what he had to do. Ratings war.
Yeah. Raiders was getting shot then.
Still they help their asses.
Either way, though, you know, it was a big moment. You know what I'm saying? Goldberg, he had to fight Scott Hall earlier during that night. Hogan was like, "Shit, nigga, you gotta earn this shot. So if you beat my buddy, then I'll face you." And Goldberg ran through Scott Hall and fought Hogan. But that was definitely a big moment, man. Once that match was announced, the Georgia Dome sold out the next day. So, you know, it's all about putting butts in seats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas paid to go see Goldberg and Hogan. Like, they draw money.
Yeah.
How you feel about Goldberg and Hogan, you know? They can draw you some money. And that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying?
What you
I would
got?
say about that moment right there, I would say Goldberg had his teammates there too. His the Atlanta Falcons was there. He had
All right.
Goldberg had, as we all say in the wrestling, Goldberg had the home field advantage. He had everything on his side. Goldberg had everything to win. and really nothing to lose in this matchup against Goldberg. Yeah, true. Yes, he had undefeated streak to lose, but he really had nothing to really lose in that matchup against Hogan.
Yeah.
And that matchup, Joe, was so what's what I'm looking for to say? Iconic for WCW and for Goldberg.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of moments like that, you know, when the hottest thing in your company is going for the world title in his home state.
Yeah, you got to strike
Like,
one.
it's just magic, man.
Yeah, yep. It all the right itself. It all just came together.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Hogan agreeing to lose clean.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Once
but
in a lifetime.
It's like what Wes and Matt just said. I mean, even Hogan can't argue this one.
Yeah, I was about to say. You know, there's not a lot of times that Hogan was going to put his ego aside, but it had to have been in this one.
No.
But it's funny though, you know, we all got our opinions on Hogan. Some say, and I agree with this one, the only reason Hogan decided to do it, he was like, shit, I dropped the title to Goldberg because I'm about to goddamn go on this feud with Diamond Dallas Page and Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman and Jay Leno. I'm about to do all that.
Yeah.
So I don't need the title. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's true too. Man, Hogan, one of one, wasn't he?
He was.
I'm about to be involved with Karl Malone and Jay Leno. I don't need the belt.
Jay Leno. Hulk Hogan selling for Jay Leno.
I don't know.
You got to be fucking kidding me, man. Like, seriously, this is what the fuck we doing? Motherfucker got Hulk Hogan ball, yo.
Hogan and Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman's supposed to be winning championships in basketball. He's over there wrestling.
Yo, Rodman. I fucks with Dennis Rodman. Do you know the life that Dennis Rodman has had? It made fucking perfect sense to me that motherfucker was in NWO. For real.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I'll say with that feud right there, I would say that you getting two big worlds together. You getting basketball and you getting professional wrestling. You getting wrestling and you getting late night television. So you getting the best of both worlds in wrestling.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
What you got, Maddie?
All right, number 2 spot for me is a personal favorite of mine. I was when Edge returned at the Royal Rumble in 2020.
Oh,
there's not a lot of moments in time when time just stands still. And when that theme song hit at the Royal Rumble, time just stood still. Like you could see it on his face as he's running out there. Like it was just magic, man.
Yeah.
It's just electrifying, as The Rock would say. You know, Edge is one of my favorites. He's always been one of my favorites. And I remember when he retired on my 19th birthday. And I thought that was it for him. And, you know, it was a big moment, not only for wrestling, but for me as well, to have him make his return and to have that little run he had in the WWE. And he got to go out on his own terms. And, you know, you don't get a lot of moments like that just almost transcend wrestling.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you. That was another surprise to me, actually. I wasn't expecting Edge to return. I didn't hear anything about it, to be honest. I really didn't.
Sorry, they were trying to ruin it on the internet. You know, I remember this picture going around of Edge staring at his boots like a few days before the Royal Rumble. I thought it was like a meme or whatever. They tried to spoil it.
Well, they got me because I did not see that coming when that man music dropped and then he came out. He's looking and he's taking it all in, and I'm looking like, oh, Edge back. That's what's up. You know, then he get in the ring. You feel me? We in despair. My son doing that. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, big time.
Yeah, that was, yeah, I agree. That was a great moment, yo.
Yeah, definitely a cool moment, man. Like, I don't know what y'all saw, but I ain't see or hear nothing about it in the dirt sheets.
I didn't, for real, I didn't see
No.
that was a shock to me, for real.
That was
Yeah.
like when Bubba Ray returned at the Royal Rumble in 2015. I ain't hear nothing about that shit. Like,
I ain't give a fuck.
it was cool. It was dope. Like Matt said, you can look at Edge's face and see the expression on his face. Like, you can tell he was emotional himself. Like, he didn't know how to handle it. He wasn't expecting that.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, my fault to you off, but you hear wrestlers say this a lot, but like when they make their return, like dog, all right now, and when I come back, man, will the fans know? Will the fans
Yeah.
remember me?
That is why entrance music is so freaking important.
Yeah.
That you really think you know me?
Yeah.
Did I just hear that correct? You feel me?
Yeah.
I see clear. Come on, man. Like, what? Did y'all do it? Because I know I did it.
Yeah.
He
I
did
did it.
I did it, yo.
Yeah.
Yo. All right. I guess I'll go to mine.
Yeah.
This one is very personal for me as well. My number two. It was actually a choice between my number one and my number two, but number one just mean a little bit more. So number two will have to be WrestleMania 20, man, 2004. Eddie Guerrero coming out to congratulate Chris Benoit after winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Man,
The emotions.
what? Like you said, yo, the emotions, like, because I like really resonated with that. You feel me? Like when you see your homie struggle or your homie struggle with you, you feel me? And y'all make it together, or you see one of your loved ones or just anybody really aiming for something, shooting for something, and they finally pull it off, no matter what it is. You feel me? Like, and they finally do it. It's a certain, like, you want to be out there to congratulate them. Like, you really be proud of them. And when Chris Benoit got off them ropes and he turned around and you just see Eddie there like this, like, that wasn't scripted. That was genuine love and pride in his brother and accomplishments that I'm pretty sure that they've had many accomplished.
You don't get moments like that one every day. Like you get that maybe once, maybe twice in a lifetime. Two guys that weren't really supposed to make it to the top, both holding world titles in the WWE. You know, they've been through the struggles together. They seen each other struggle. They held each other while they cry. You know, they laugh. They two best friends that just reach the top of the mountain. Just magic, man. That can never be done again.
It really can't. That it's like, and then like, because Eddie had won the WWE championship, right? He beat Brock Lesnar, no mercy. And then he successfully defended against Angle earlier that day. And, you got these two dudes, man, both the champions of their respective brands. And they are not, it's not the Shawn Michaels, the Rocks, the Stone Colds, the Triple H. You feel me? It's not the John Cena's and stuff like that. Nah, it's the Eddie Guerreros and the Chris Benoit's. Like I sometimes feel like maybe in a way, because Brett like really made it possible for a lot of champions, to become champions. Brett did, but I also feel like maybe Eddie and Benoit did that for their generation as well.
Most definitely.
Like, guys that came after them. And it's just a good moment. It's just back out. I'm coming down. Get that. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Brody Smith, man. That hit different. I was gonna pick that on my list too, but I'm like, I'll let Brody have it. Benoit, my nigga, but he won the Royal Rumble that year. I'm like, why? So, it's gonna be Benoit versus Lesnar, Benoit versus Triple H. I don't know. And then a couple of weeks went on. Shawn Michaels got added to the match. I'm like, oh, here they go with bullshit. Why I can win? I just knew Benoit wasn't going to win. But once Shawn Michaels got hit, I'm like, for what? Let it be 1-on-1. Triple H and Benoit. But I was happy he topped Triple H. I was happy he won. And like you say, bro, Eddie came out there, John, that one was scripted. I know that John hit for Benoit because the love they got for each other, man. They was like brothers. They was best friends too.
Yep.
Came up in the business together through WCW, ECW, Japan, Mexico.
All of that, all over the world.
Yeah.
They teamed together, played each other hundreds of times, way before they got the WWF. You know what I'm saying? So, and like Matt said, ain't nobody ever picked those guys to be world champions, let alone world champions in the biggest company in the fucking world, the WWF, WWE. So for two little guys, or as Kevin Nash would say, vanilla midgets, to win WWF gold together at fucking WrestleMania. I can imagine. You seen Benoit crying like a motherfucker when he won that title. Those was real tears.
Yeah.
And despite whatever went on, after that, in that moment, Chris Benoit deserved that. He truly did. Like, he deserved that. He wasn't the flashiest, got straight to the point on the microphone. He didn't need the pyro and the colors and nothing like that. But in the ring, when it was time to get busy, very few men could out wrestle Chris Benoit.
Nobody better.
For real. Like, seriously. Like, we got that thing with Sheamus, banger after banger after banger after. Yeah, let's just say Chris Benoit was probably the first one. Banger after banger after banger after banger. You wanted a match? You wanted to watch a wrestling match?
Yeah. Put a Chris Benoit matchup on.
Watching a Chris Benoit match through any promotion that he was in, any era that he was in. If you want a pure wrestling match, if that's your way of your part of entertainment that you get from that, then you watch a Chris Benoit match against anybody.
Yeah.
Against anybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my piece on that.
Ooh.
Yeah, man.
My
Definitely.
my number 2 pick is it happened on Superstars. And no, I'm sorry, not Superstar. It's happened. Yeah, it's happened on Superstar, and the Macho Man was doing an interview, and at the time he was a heel, and his manager at the time was Successful Sherry, better known as Scary Sherry, and he lost. He lost the matchup, I think, to Dusty Rhodes, and the camera, like I say, like going up there, I think in the alleyway, Elizabeth was in the aisle, and Sherry beat Macho Man up, and so you hear the fans hollering for Elizabeth. They scream for Elizabeth, and Liz jumped in heels, jumped the rail, ran down the aisle in heels, and beat Sherry up. Now, Sherry was a professional wrestler, and Liz was nothing but just a manager. And I'm saying, after Liz beat Sherry up, Macho Man, I'm sorry, the next week, Macho Man stood in the ring, dropped down to his knee, and you hear Roddy Piper gave the Vince McMahon, I'm saying, get that big old, you can do it, March, you can do it, March. And Macho Man dropped to his knee and he proposed to Elizabeth.
Elizabeth,
will you marry me?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big moment that niggas talk about it, but niggas need to talk about it a little bit more, man. That's
Yeah.
not only one of the biggest moments in WWF history, that's one of the biggest moments in wrestling history, period, bro. Like, it don't hit like that. And it was the Ultimate Warrior
Okay.
that Irish had lost to, but wrestling don't hit like that no more, man. When Sherry, like, man, you lost, you piece of trash, Sabbath. I'm gonna stomp on you. And Liz came back for the save, like it was a hot tag in the crowd. Like,
man, the biggest pop.
You got what's his name on commentary. She couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah,
Pat Patterson on commentary. It's banana. He only put the S on the end. It's banana.
Example of long arc storytelling. Because remember, that wasn't the only match that Elizabeth would watch of Randy Savage's. Throughout that whole stint, she would show up, she would be in the crowd watching his matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was perfect though. And little kids, it grown men, like motherfuckers was crying, bro, when Liz came back and Savage got on the knee and proposed. They showed crowd shots. People like that bitch crying, bro.
I'm saying, yeah. Grown men.
Teary eyes, wet eyes, niggas with a tissue on their face. Wrestling don't do that no more, bro. Yeah. Wrestling can't do that no more. That's why that's one of the biggest moments in wrestling history. That shit made a grown man cry. And it wasn't even a fucking match. Post angle. You know what I'm saying?
Man, Wait till I get to my number one. That should have made a grown man cry.
Most Angle. God damn it.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
up to you. What's your number two?
Oh, you on the number one now?
Oh yeah, you on your number one. My bad.
Yeah. Shit, fuck it, man. I wanted that Benoit Eddie Jank, but you know, I had to alternate. So my number one favorite wrestling moment of all time, it occurred November 22nd, 1990. It was another debut. Yeah, I know my number five wrestling moment of all time was the debut of Kane and who was his brother, The Undertaker. So my number one favorite moment of all time is the debut of The Undertaker. That Survivor Series 1990, you know, regular pay-per-view, you know, they got the Survivor Series teams, 4-on-4, 5-on-5, whatever, elimination matches. They announced the card ahead of time. It was on the babyface team. It was the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart, and Coco Beware and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, baby.
Oh man, oh yeah.
On the heel team, it was Greg Valentine and the Honky Tonk Man. They was a tag team called Rhythm and Blues. Ted DiBiase and that mystery partner. And Ted was teasing it the whole time. I'm going to have a mystery partner, you know what I'm saying? That's Survivor Series. So a couple of weeks before the show, you could look at the promotional poster for it today. It had a mystery, a fucking question mark with a silhouette. Who was this mystery partner? You know what I'm saying? Fuck around with the Undertaker. It's probably corny now watching it with adult eyes, but watching that shit in real time as a kid, that shit hit different. Fucking shit, it was scary. Bro. This nigga come down like, you know, during the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, it was a lot of wacky gimmicks, off the wall type gimmicks, occupational type gimmicks. You know what I'm saying? But seeing the Undertaker for the first time, that was something different. But he was supposed to be portrayed off them old Western morticianer type junks. If you like old Westerns and shit. But seeing that nigga for the first time, bro, with that motherfucking organ playing in the background and shit. And his manager was Brother Love at the time. But niggas remember Brother Love, Bruce Prichard.
Oh yeah.
He didn't have Paul Bear yet. Paul Bear wasn't there yet.
He had that Love.
Hair down, Fandora on, black trench coat. I'm like, what the fuck?
Gloves.
Who this? Gray gloves. I'm like, who is this nigga? I never seen no shit like this. And he came in with motherfucker like Frankenstein, beat the fuck out Coco Beware, knock him out, knock Jim Danvers out. You know what I'm saying? And him and Dusty Rhodes just fought to the back. It was a count out, but you know, and look at the career this motherfucker had to this day. Everybody know who the fuck the Undertaker is.
The Phenom.
He had to start somewhere. Though.
Yep.
His debut, some might not consider it one of the best debuts of all time, but you know, it got to be in the top 25. And Undertaker is one of the best characters of all time. Can't argue that one.
Yeah.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yep. I'll drink to that. What you got, man?
All right, my number one spot, numero uno, it was at New Year's Revolution, 2006. Edge cashing in that first ever Money in the Bank.
Ooh,
That moment
the hype.
changed wrestling. Like it was everybody saw, him win the briefcase, and they're just wondering, when's he gonna do it? When's he gonna, cash it in? The champ call the champion out there, and we'll do it that way. Have it be a straight up match. Like he taught generations of wrestlers how to use the Money in the Bank
Yep.
when he cashed in like that. And then right after that, it was just off to the races. I think, and with the exception of like RVD, I think John Cena and Big E, they all announced when they were going to cash it in. Other than that, yeah, like that, he really coined the phrase "the ultimate opportunist," that night, and that's one of my favorite moments of all time.
That's a great choice. I ain't gonna lie because you kind of right. I had my first initial thought of it would be, like somebody would probably do it maybe on a SmackDown or a Raw, but they would announce that at the beginning of the show. The main event, I'm cashing in my what's the name? I had a match tonight, or I'm cashing in at the next.
WrestleMania, that's when they thought it was gonna happen.
But yeah, when Edge did that, I'm like, oh, word. And then he hit him. They rung the bell. 1, 2. And I'm like, oh shit.
He had to spear him twice.
Yeah, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
shit, like he just won the championship, just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That motherfucking Money in the Bank, man.
Yep.
The moment of standing time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most
That's when definitely Money in the Bank was at WrestleMania. I miss it when it was like that.
Yeah. I agree.
Most stuff. Not everything needs like a pay-per-view. Money in the Bank, Hell in a Cell, the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
It kind of takes away the specialty, the special quality of those matches sometimes.
Agreed.
Yeah. And then you got two of them on the same night.
Yeah.
All right. My number one is without any doubt, man. The Eddie Guerrero I'm an Addict promo against Brock Lesnar.
I was this close to picking 81 in the title. That's a great one.
Yep. I was always an Eddie Guerrero fan, but that promo really did it for me. There was no way I was ever going to root against Eddie Guerrero ever again. I don't care whether he was a heel or face or whatever. Like after that promo, there was no way that I was ever going to root against Eddie. No time would I would not want Eddie to win, because that was one of the rare times in professional wrestling where we really got a lot of real life blended in with the script. And he talked from his heart in that promo. And he took accountability. He, believe it or not, y'all, to this day, that promo is played in certain drug programs and alcohol programs. Like for real. It really is, because it transcended professional wrestling. It transcended the WWE Championship. It transcended professional wrestling. In that moment, Eddie was able to connect with so many people that deal with addiction. To really, and then really hold himself accountable. You feel me? I was high. He said it, man. I lost my life. I lost my family. Lost my job. I disgraced my career. You feel me? He really owned up to it, took accountability for it, and he grinded. He grinded, and like he said, day by day, by the grace of God, he earned his way back into the ring.
That's the big part. He earned his way back
He earned
because
his way back. Like, I'm gonna work at this. I don't want no handouts. I don't want no. I'm really gonna earn my way back. Not only did he earn his way back in the ring, but he earned his way to the top.
Back in
Vince, you feel me? Vince was comfortable with putting the championship on him. You feel me? You know, like that's a lot, especially, first Mexican born WWE champion, I believe. Or was that Pedro Morales? I'm bugging. I don't know. But and then
thing. Go ahead.
huh?
I said, go ahead. Sorry.
And then like the craftsmanship program to where Brock, who was in character, was talking down to him, for being an addict. The craftsmanship on how Eddie flipped that and made it one of his strengths, because he said, "You right, you feel me? I get a high from when I'm in the ring. You feel me? I get a high from him." And he was like, "The difference between me and you is that you right. I am an addict, yo, and I don't know that anybody and anything to get what I want." I like how he flipped that and made it a strength. And it really played into the finish too of the match at No Mercy. But that's gonna always be my favorite moment in professional wrestling history. I even go back now and watch it. Sometimes I share it on Facebook because I feel like, maybe somebody scrolling to see it and they'll get something from it. It's just a very important promo to me. And because it can help somebody, it can save somebody's life, it can motivate somebody to change, it can show somebody that there can be victory in defeat, like we was talking about earlier. I just think that is very important, and it came for professional wrestling, something that I love so much. So that's why that's going to always be my number one. Yep.
That one is just, it was just motivating. Like it resonates with people who have been down bad before, people who think they're out and they can't do nothing and they're just gone as far as they can go, Like he was speaking to those kind of people when he was saying that promo, like you gotta earn your way back from the depths of wherever you are, and it's just amazing. Eddie will always be my favorite wrestler to ever walk the face of this earth. Like in my opinion, he's the best wrestler to ever do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
See.
I fuck with Eddie, man. My initial thought was like, man, this promo was fire. That shit hit home. I don't know how to feel about that because I know everything in that promo was real. No, nothing made up about this shit. I don't know how to fucking feel about that. And then I'm thinking like he did all that and he gonna lose. Cause I ain't no way in the hell this nigga gonna beat no goddamn Brock Lesnar. He ain't beat no damn Brock Lesnar. And Brock was on a roll too.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, at that time, Eddie was popular. Eddie was upper mid card, touching the main event, upper mid card at most.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Eddie didn't have no fucking chance. So I'm thinking like, man, Eddie cut this fire ass promo, ain't gonna lose. Damn. But that motherfucking won. And I knew Eddie had it in him. I mean, Eddie, he ain't really get the opportunity and the chances to talk like that on the mic. He was, more comedic, latchy still. But if you want to Eddie to cut a serious promo, he can do that because I seen him do it in WCW with the formation of the original LWO. Mm-hmm. He cut promo on him in the mid carders were being held down. All the luchadors were being held down only on a certain spot. That was the formation of the regular LWO. A random ass Nitro. Eddie cut a real deal promo and that shit felt real and it felt from the heart. So I already know Eddie goddamn got it in him. He just had very few chances to show that side. You feel me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, that promo with Eddie, his audition promo, as I'm gonna call it, the audition promo. He touched. I would say Eddie said so that hit home with me. Like Joe, when he said, "Oh, I get half," when he said, "I get half the fans," and they're like, "You know what I'm saying, Joe?" Like the hairs on my back stood up, the chills went on my spine. I felt that, Joe. Like, man, oh yeah, I'm in this gut. I'm in this gun fight with you, Eddie.
Yeah.
I'm in this battle with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. When a promo make you feel like that, you know that shit real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. I ain't gonna lie, man. That promo had me like just like really sympathizing, empathizing, like really feeling where he was coming from.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like dark times and stuff that we struggled through, had to struggle through, had to overcome, or still trying to overcome. You know, like Eddie Guerrero's story is very inspirational, like for real. And he's definitely one of my greatest. Eddie's one of my goats, man. Latino heat, you already know. But what you got, Wes?
My number one goes back to 1994, August 27th, 1994.
Oh, I know this date.
No, you don't know this day too well, my man. I'll say this is when the franchise won the NWA World Title.
Yeah, it said fuck that shit.
And,
I knew this date.
and he beat Tuco Scorpio in the finals. And when he won the title, he sat in the middle of the ring and he threw the belt. He threw the belt down, like, man, like, and he like saying, "Fuck NWA." It's like saying, "Hey, fuck Ric Flair, fuck Dusty Rhodes, fuck Ricky Steamboat, fuck all wrestlers. It's a new era now, and we dubbing this ECW."
Yep, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's when ACW was born.
Yep.
If they had the money to compete,
Yeah.
ECW could have easily. We could literally be watching ECW today. If they had the money to compete with the WWF and WCW. I really believe that.
Vince took a lot of ideas from ECW.
Yeah.
If ECW would have stayed around, because it folded in 01. If ECW would have stayed around a few more years, man, think about all the Ring of Honor originals that had came through. They would have went to ECW.
Yeah, they would
Like
probably got Joe and
Briscoe
AJ.
brothers,
And,
Yup.
the Briscoe brothers, AJ Styles, CM Punk, Daniel Bryanson,
Samoa Joe.
you know what I'm saying?
Seth Rollins.
Samoa Joe.
They might have got Abyss.
Yep.
Yeah, Biss probably would have found his way through there. Anybody who was hot in the Indies in the late 90s, early 2000s, they would have found their way to ECW if ECW was still around.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That about round
Nick Gage would have went. You know what I'm saying?
age, man. I don't know about that dude. I can't get with his style.
I mean, ECW.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, man. And that's true. That we had a hell of a show today, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, yeah, yes,
It
sir.
was great. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course.
It's always a pleasure, man. And we thank the audience for tuning in. We don't want to hold them too long, and we'll be back with another exciting episode of the Smoking Section next week. Please tune in, like, share, comment, subscribe, please.
And that episode will be movie review, New Jack City, y'all. New Jack.
Oh yeah.
Am I my brother's keeper?
Yes, I am.
I said, am I my brother's keeper?
Yes, I am.
Jumped on the chair and all of that. But go ahead and take us out, gracious host.
And with that being said, thanks for joining us for Matt, John, and Wes. I am Jamar. Good night and good fight, everybody.